Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into the Wayland world.
Yes, specifically looking at two big tiling window managers, Hyprland and Sway.
And if you're a Linux power user, you probably know this can feel like a bit of a religious war sometimes.
It really can because they sort of solve fundamentally different problems, don't they?
Exactly.
So for you listening, maybe if you're newer to this, a tiling window manager, it basically organizes your windows automatically, like tiles. No overlapping, usually keyboard-driven.
Maximizes your screen space. So our mission today, our deep dive, is really trying to figure out, should you go for the visual fireworks or just pure solid reliability?
That's the core question. You've got Hyprland promising this amazing sci-fi desktop look.
And then Sway, which is all about like rock solid stability, sleep at night stability.
Right. So maybe let's start with Sway. It often gets called i3's responsible older sibling.
Yeah, that fits. The source material describes it as having this singular focus. Do one thing, window management, and do it exceptionally well. Does that mean sacrificing features, though? Like modern visuals?
Well, yes and no. It actively avoids things like animations, rounded corners, blur effects, basically anything GPU intensive just for looks.
So no eye candy.
Pretty much none.
Yeah.
But the reports we looked at, they actually frame this as a productivity gain. Because it's so light and focused, the stability is the feature. Users talk about running it on, I love this quote, a potato.
Yeah.
And it just never crashes.
If
That's the whole promise, reliability.
And a key thing from the notes was the transition, right? If you use i3 already.
Exactly. It's basically a drop-in replacement. Your existing i3 config file should work almost instantly. It even has native features i3 users expect, like tabbed layouts.
So you keep your workflow, your muscle memory, no huge rewrite needed.
Yeah, minimal friction. Now, okay, let's switch gears to Hyprland, the flashy one.
The one that makes KDE look conservative, apparently.
Huh. Yeah, maybe. It's all about aesthetics. You get smooth animations, blur, rounded corners, tons of customization. The eye candy is genuinely impressive.
If you want that sci-fi movie desktop, this is probably your ticket.
Definitely. But, and this is the really interesting part from the sources, that flashiness, it has a cost.
Performance.
Yeah, performance is a big one mentioned. We saw several reports, specifically people having trouble with Intel integrated graphics.
Oh, really?
And even reports of a noticeable hit in gaming performance compared to something minimal like Sway.
So your GPU might not be too happy.
They might file a restraining order, yeah. And it's not just speed, it's stability too.
Okay, tell me about that. What kind of issues?
Well, the pain points are pretty specific in the material.
Yeah.
One user detailed switching back to Sway after just a month.
Why?
Kept having issues sharing windows, like for presentations.
Yeah.
Just wasn't reliable enough for work.
Ouch. That's a core function.
Right. And another mentioned dealing with, quote, daily crashes.
Daily.
Yeah, which apparently just vanished when they moved over to Sway.
And you mentioned something about plugins, too.
Ah, yes. To get some basic features that Sway has built in, stuff users expect coming from i3, you might need to install extra plugins in Hyprland. Adds another layer of potential, complexity or instability.
So it feels like a trade-off between like a battle-tested foundation and something much newer, more demanding.
And maybe a bit more fragile. Yeah, that seems to be the picture.
Okay, so let's try and summarize this. What does it all mean for you, the listener?
Well, I think it boils down to priorities. If you really want those bleeding-edge features, the absolute best visuals, and you're okay with occasional instability or maybe some performance quirks.
Then Hyprland is probably where you want to look.
Exactly. But if your main goal is just something that works, something reliable day in, day out for the next, say, 5 years without constant tweaking or babysitting.
Then Sway sounds like the safer bet. You're choosing maturity and stability.
It's the it just works option.
So, the deeper choice here, based on what we read, it's really about this. Are you willing to trade potentially fundamental stability and, basic functionality sometimes?
For aesthetics.
Yeah.
And always having the absolute latest customization options. It's about what you value more in your daily workflow.
Which approach actually leads to better long-term productivity for you? Something to think about.
Definitely something to mull over.
All right, that's our deep dive for today. We'll see you next time.